this is pretty insane. Check out that plane right there. What is he doing? So guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jose, and we are clearly flying right through the final of Miami International Airport. We're probably in the Class Bravo airspace here at 3,000 feet. Of course we are, but I figured we would do this anyways. There's Miami International Airport over there. We're currently flying the what is this, little extra plane, and I just got my Oculus Quest 2 to work again. I saw there's a lot of comments, people asking how is it that you get it to work, and I forgot, I guess yesterday when I set it up, it was actually not really plug and play. It took me a few things that I had to change, but I'm gonna show you guys right now what they were. Let me see if I can follow this guy. Where'd he go? I lost him. Did he disappear? Oh snap, right here. I can't believe I didn't even see that. Oh, check this out. All right guys, before we continue with this, let me jump into the short tutorial on how to get this working. All right guys, so here we go. First of all, let me say below there's going to be timestamps to everything, so if you're looking for something specifically, feel free to check that out and click accordingly. Otherwise, you might learn a thing or two as we go along. Now, a quick plug here for the Facebook group for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 VR. I started a while back and it's slowly growing, so you're definitely going to find some help here, some comments. Everyone so far has been pretty polite in the group, and I really appreciate that. Also, I'll be able to respond there a little bit quicker than on YouTube. The second thing is this group right here, the official forums. I'm telling you, there's a lot of information here, and outside of VR, there's a lot of other great information for Microsoft Flight Sim, but right here, there's so much for you guys to learn and click and read, and even look up to see if there's anybody else that has had your same issue. Often when you guys ask me a question, I come here, I search it, I have them up here bookmarked, and then I go back and give you a response. Or if I don't think the response was that good, I might copy it or give you a link. So that's what I do. I get my information from here. But sometimes you kind of have to fish through it to see if you really have the right information. Now, let's go on to the VR Bang or Buck performance page. This was brought over by the community manager, Jane. I made a request to her to see if we can get this pulled over on my last video. She did. It's public now, you guys can read it. And as media here, he made this back in November 6th. Again, he put a lot of work through this. He goes over his specs. He goes over how he figured out the Bang for Buck performance. He goes over the settings in detail. As we scroll down, he goes over the average FPS loss from lowest to highest, guys. So this is essential. Now, let me be very clear. He has a moderate system. It's like an RTX 2080 with an i5 Intel processor, right? I have powerful GPU, an RTX 3090, but it's a i7 9700K CPU. It's not the latest, but it's still a very good one. And these items here still affect me just as it's posted. So kind of doesn't matter what CPU, GPU setup you have, these things will reflect accordingly. So take a look through here. If you guys want to tweak, try to get some extra FPS, and you might really not like the windshield effects or certain things, or again, this has been a very helpful guide, so check this out. It's free, just go look at it, and it's going to help you out. Now, the next thing we're going to go over here, it's going to be the minimum and recommended configuration for VR, just because we get a lot of comments and questions asking about this. All right, so briefly, minimum, let's just look at the CPU, GPU, an i5-8400 or an NVIDIA GTX 1080 or equivalent. So I think it's funny that they didn't even put AMD, they just said or equivalent. So whatever the equivalent of AMD is. Now, for the recommended, an i9-9900K or an RTX 2080 Ti. So again, if you have anything above this, you're going to be set for VR. And I say set very loosely, meaning it will work. Now, the more power you got, the more horsepower you got, the more you can up your settings and different options. So keep that in mind. Okay, guys. So the next thing is we're going to talk about OpenXR. Now, let's take a look at the website real fast. I'm going to try to explain this very simply. I'm going to read this here real fast. But what they say here is OpenXR seeks to simplify AR and VR, that's why they're called XR, software development, enabling applications to reach a wider array of hardware platforms without having to port or rewrite their code, subsequently allowing platform vendors supporting OpenXR to access more applications. Pretty much, this is a big win for us, the community, because look at how many people are supporting this. All these companies. We have Valve, Samsung, Sony, AMD, everyone, HTC, Blender, HP, Google, Facebook, Epic Games. So pretty much all these companies are supporting this almost like an API, this software that allows everything to kind of work together. As you can see, look at all the headsets here that are supported by it, right? Steam VR, Oculus. Again, this allows them to all talk together and work. Now let's go back over here. Let's figure out how to set this up. So if you're running Windows Mixed Reality headset, G2, G1, Samsung Odyssey, Lenovo Explorer, those headsets, there's no action needed. It should already be installed. Now, that's what they say here, but this is what I would recommend. Go to the Microsoft Store. Up here, search for OpenXR. If you happen to have it, what's going to happen is you're going to see the 3 dots on the right, click Update. If you don't see Update, you're good. And then when you launch it, this is how it looks right here. So this is my current version that I'm running right now. And that's how you would install this for WMR users, Windows Mixed Reality. So it says you don't need to, but that's what I did, and that's what we were told to do. So keep that in mind. That might help you guys out. Now, non-WMR headsets, let's look at this. Oculus is the other big one, right? So the way you get it for Oculus, you have to opt into the Oculus Rift public test channel. Now, the way you do that is by opening your Oculus app on your computer. Let's go ahead and do that. Once you do that, select Settings on the left menu. Perfect. Then you're going to go to General. Was that correct? No, I lied. We're going to go to Beta. And then from Beta, Public Test Channel. So Beta right here, Public Test Channel. I already have it selected. So you select it, it turns blue. And I would probably suggest anytime you're doing these OpenXR adjustments, go ahead and reboot your computer. I would definitely recommend that, just to make sure everything takes correctly. Check out this note right here. It's saying, before using VR Flight Simulator with an Oculus headset, the computer needs to know the location of OpenXR runtime. So it says, follow the steps below to set this location registry. I think it's really unfortunate that you guys have to do this. I mean, this feels like quite a lot of work to get this working. So this might be the issue specifically for me, where I could not get my Oculus Quest 2 to work. So this actually helped me get my Oculus Quest 2 to work. So it's very simple. I'm going to leave the link here so you guys can take a look at this, read this again. But you're going to go to Start, Run, or you can just start typing Registry Editor. You see it pop up, the little icons there. You hit Enter. You accept it. And then you're going to locate the following key. What I would recommend is just copy this, Alt Tab right back. Right here, you're going to paste it, which it's then going to bring you to this menu, which I was already there, but you paste that information up here. Okay, so now we have to change this item over here. This active runtime, when you double click it, this value data has to be updated. Now, right now, this is the default path, which is C, program files, Oculus support, Oculus runtime, Oculus OpenXR, JSON. So yeah, so actually that's where mine is as well. And that's probably where yours will be. If you guys are running any of the Oculus headsets, especially the Oculus Quest 2, come here. You're going to place this in here. You're going to hit OK and close the registry editor. And now it says you're ready to enter VR. And I'll be honest, I've been able to just edit this, disconnect my WMR headset, and then run my Oculus Quest 2 without rebooting. but I don't know. It's up to you. I sometimes recommend to go ahead and reboot. So now the third thing, we're going to set the OpenXR with Steam VR beta. And the way you do that is by coming over to Steam. Not that. That's how I edit videos. You're going to come over to Steam. As you guys see, I'm already in the VR beta. You're going to right click on Properties and scroll down on this tab here, General, Steam Beta. There it is, Steam Beta. You're going to close that and it should update. So that is how you get OpenXR for Steam Beta. For the Reverb G2, this has been a really, really big help for the Reverb G2. Even for my powerful setup, what I have found that helps me is I set my custom render scale here to 70%. And from there, I come back into my flight sim and I set, let's go over here to VR. I set my render scaling here to also 70%. Now, you'd think that running a custom render scale to 70% and this is going to look terrible. With the G2, it actually does not. And this should honestly give a lot of you guys a really big performance boost, and it just might smooth things out. So really take a look at that. See if you have that option in there, if the software is installed correctly. As you can see, I am currently running some somewhat moderate to high settings. Even though there's medium and high, I would still consider this high for VR. This is, and actually I was running at 100. So the way I'm running with my Quest, this is how I'm running with my Quest. The render scaling at 100, the Oculus Quest 2, and everything else you see here. Oh, and another thing from my last video, they put the menus together in one section. So VR and PC, which is really cool. Before we had graphics and graphics VR, traffic VR, but it's all in one place. So this is the traffic that I'm running for VR. I think it's pretty high. I do like seeing vehicles and boats and stuff floating around. Airports that I go to can be really busy, like Miami International, Atlanta, in VR. So those hit hard. So I try to keep this down a bit. Here's my data if you guys are curious what I run with this online. And then the last thing is, guys, right here, you guys should set this up. Listen, regardless of what system you're running, set up these buttons here. What I have found is for those of us who were in the VR beta, we had this already kind of pre-configured. For everybody else that came in new, this wasn't set up and they were having some issues. So come in here, set your bindings, and find a way and just put them somewhere where you remember that you like. This default setting has been fine for me. And the bindings for user camera, so we got horizontal, right, left and right, vertical, up and down, depth. This is forward and back, which is really nice. And we had asked for that. I know I specifically did. You know, being able to move back and forth inside VR to just get that right spot in your seat is excellent. So we have that. Now that takes us back to how to activate VR Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Again, I'm just trying to keep this really simple in case there's some people who have missed this. This is straight from Microsoft. What they recommend and what I find works for me is to launch your VR headset application. So if you're running Steam, I guess you would run Steam. You can go ahead and open that up, Steam VR, right? Oculus, what I do from Oculus Quest 2 is I have my Oculus VR already on, enabled. It sits on my head. For my HP Reverb G2, what I do is I actually turn on WMR. I open the software, the Windows Mixed Reality portal. I check that everything's good. I take off my headset, and then I launch Microsoft Flight Simulator. So just like they're saying, they do say put on your headset. Now, what I would recommend is I don't like to really do the menu in VR just because I normally take too long in there. So I don't jump into VR until I'm actually ready to fly. So you can enter the command to switch over to VR in the main menu. So right over here, you can do it. This will, if I did it now, this would straight up go to VR. Let me see. So yeah, actually my headset is currently on me right now. It's what I'm using as a mic, so it's working. So I'm going to jump back out. So yeah, so that's what they recommend, to pretty much jump right in. You can do everything there, but I don't like to do that until I'm flying. Okay, guys, and quickly, I'm going to hit this point again just because it was that good. If you're running a G1 or G2, regardless of your GPU, I'm running a 3090, and I still set my render scale to 70, and I set my custom render scale here to 70 as well. VR Flight Sim Guy did a video about that, Steve, and that was super helpful to me. I mean, people have just been saying, hey, man, that has been awesome. We appreciate that. So I want to touch up on that. And big thanks to him for making that clear for us, because I feel like a lot of times things get lost. That's why I'm doing this video, because there's so much information out there. It's overwhelming. And I've seen there's a lot of issues of people who have not been able to get things set up. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Again, the Oculus Quest 2, I'll hit on that again. Make sure you hit that registry editor and have that set up correctly. Make sure you have your Oculus software running, and it should work. Again, if you have any questions, hit me up. I'll try to get to them. You guys do have a lot of questions, but I appreciate it. But let's get back to that flight at Miami International, just outside of Miami International Airport. We're going to cruise around South Florida and enjoy the sunset. So welcome again, and thanks, guys. All right, guys, so hopefully all that kind of made sense, and hopefully that helps. There might be more, but I'll leave all the links available in the section below. This is just so crazy right here. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm trying to write back as much as I can. Join the forums for Microsoft or join the Facebook group. Everyone on there, for the most part, is very helpful. You might have one or two people that are kind of snappy, but not in the Facebook group. So far, everyone's been pretty polite. But this is amazing, guys. So I'm running this video with Oculus Quest 2. Again, everybody was asking, look at that nose. That is just so funny. Everybody was asking, you know, about it. And I have flown with the Reverb G2. Performance is way up. In fact, performance is way up with this as well. So this is just amazing. Now, right now I'm using OBS, recording my right eye on the screen. So that's how we got it looking so good. And actually my frame rate is above 30. So I'm in heaven. I mean, I don't know what it's been so far, but this has just been phenomenal. Now, I kind of wish we had the option to not let it blur like that. Like if we wanted to just, holy smokes. Yeah, I don't want them to blur. I just kind of want to, you know, do some sort of formation stuff. Oh, that's what it is. When you get too close, they just completely disappear. There's downtown Miami right over there. This is some weird Airbus A350 tech that we don't even know about yet. This guy's inbound runway 26 right at Miami International Airport. There's no wake turbulence, right? That'd be awesome if it was modeled. This is crazy. Oh, this is so awesome. Let me see. Oh yeah, he's inbound. Look at these colors. So it's funny, somebody mentioned on my last video, they're like, oh, you started talking about the G2, but you're actually wearing the Oculus Quest 2. And they're absolutely right. I didn't even realize it. But I was saying, I'm like, oh, I love the G2. The colors are amazing. This is so awesome. And the funny thing is that I was actually wearing the Quest 2, but I forgot. So again, the Oculus Quest 2 is amazing right now. Even with RTX 3090, it just allows it to do so much more. The reflections here are actually looking really good. A little pixelated, I guess, right? I see that. I'm not that worried about it. All right, check that out. This is probably one of the best approaches I've seen. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, and also, we actually did remove the Latin VFR scenery. So one other thing you can do to help smooth things out if you guys are having issues is to find your community folder. Oh, he's going around. Check that out. I'm sure I had nothing to do with it. Find your community folder, move it back maybe one folder. Oh, no wonder. No, I had nothing to do with it. That guy did not clear the runway. Good call, ATC. Good call. Now he's gonna... Actually, I'm kind of curious. He's gonna power up and leave me. Yeah, there he goes. So their go-arounds are super weird and awkward. He's 700 feet leveling off, pushing it to 250 knots. I don't even know what he's doing. But as we continue here, I'm just gonna kind of follow him a bit. And the reflections, I don't know if you guys saw that earlier, they looked really good. I think I have the reflections set to ultra. All right, that's not exactly how a go around would go at Miami, but we'll take it. Got the Palmetto here. But yeah, guys, as I was saying, one thing you guys can do to help your performance, which Bam did it, Bam Charles. I'm drawing a blank on his account name. But he runs VR Aviators anyway, so I told him about it because I had read it and he said it worked out great. Or at least it helped. It showed some improvement for him. So pretty much take your community folder, move it back one folder, and that's the one that has all your planes and everything, and just go ahead and boot up the sim. And once you boot it up, without that folder in there, it should start pretty much normally, but he said that helps smooth things out for him, and Microsoft does recommend that. Now what you do is, once you move it out, you run your sim, you go for a flight, after that you exit, and then you put those items back in the folder, and apparently that helps. So right now I don't have Miami International Airport because I removed my community folder and I haven't put it back in, only because I pretty much just forgot.